Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining Learning Litera Live. And my name is Ivo. I'm a customer adoption specialist. And today I would like to walk you through the Workshare Compare tool. And at the end, I will show you a little bit overview of the contract companion tool, which is proofreading tool. So very helpful, and it will save you a lot of time. So yeah, let's begin. So as you can see from my screen, I have installed Workshare Compare desktop application. Uh, it has been separated in three different applications. So it has different design, different icons. So first is the blue icon. It's Workshare Compare, and you can compare with that Word or PDF documents. Then we have Workshare Compare for Excel. So you will be able to compare Excel spreadsheets documents. And lastly, you have Workshare Compare for PowerPoint. So you can compare any PowerPoint presentations. So now let's begin with the blue icon. So as you can see from my screen, I have here two Word documents, so original and modified. And there are a couple ways how you can launch Workshare Compare. The first way, a very simple way, is you will double click on the icon. So you will launch the selection dialog, and then you can choose original and modified document. The other way how you can launch Workshare Compare is that you will highlight your two documents which would you like to compare, and then right click, and you will select the option compare with Workshare. That's probably the quickest way. Now, as you can see from my screen, the selection dialog appear, and you can see the original document fill area and modified document fill. Uh, as you can see, the file, the path for that, it's modified documents and it's appear in original document area. But that's wrong. I would like to quickly swap it. And to swap it and to add the modified document into the modified area, what you can do is click on this swap icon uh, button, and then that already swapped these two documents. So now it is as I would like to compare. And also the other options what you have is you can compare multiple documents. So if you will click on plus button, then you can select your documents either locally. So you will click on that blue folder, or if you have integration with, for example, document management system, such as iManage, NetDocuments, you should see appear the extra icons. So you will be able to access your documents also from your document management system very quickly. And if you would like to add multiple comparison or multiple documents, you can do so by clicking on the plus folder. But at the moment, I will leave it as it is. So I just want to compare one original and one modified document. And you have also option to select rendering set. So if I will select or click on that option, you can see a few pre-customized options. For example, standard no color, standard no moves. And rendering set is basically the way which you can see, or which the comparison results will appear, which I will show you in a minute. And last option within selection dialog is comparison mode. So you can select between fast, standard, and text only. But in our case, I will select the fast. And once I'm ready, I will click on OK button. And this should launch a comparison. Here we go. I will just move this change summary window over here. And now you can see over here, you are able to see still your original document, your modified documents on the right side, and below you can see your redline results or the comparison results. So as you can see, the sirs and sir madam has been replaced. Uh, there is some comment which has been removed or deleted. And if you go through your documents, you can see what has been inserted, what has been removed, uh, what has been replaced, and you can go and review the documents. The interesting thing at the end of your comparison result, if you scroll all the way down, is your change summary. So you can view, if you're not very familiar with the changes within results, you can see how is appear insertion, how is appear deletions, move from or move to, and you can see also the statistics. So we can identify how many insertion has your document, how many deletions, how many move to. So this change summary statistic will always appear at the end of the document, but there is also option if you would like to include at the beginning. But this is something what you have to customize within Workshare configuration manager, or you can just click on the button edit, which I will show you in a minute. But now if we reviewing changes, on the left side, by default, you have the change summary panel, and you have nicely structured and categorized all the changes which has been identified. So for example, numbering changes. I will expand that option, and then I can view only numbering changes, and that will refer me to that particular page. The same I can do for capitalization changes. So for example, over here, uh, this has been capitalized and changed. So it will refer me and direct me to that page. The same you can do for punctuation changes, matching changes, footnote changes, comment changes, or uncategorized changes. If we move and click on the options to list view, you can see the changes, and exactly it will refer to the page line where this change has been made. Also based on this, you can, for example, decide if you would like to accept these changes, or if you're not sure, you can right click and click on the flag. So you can flag it and come back to that change later before accepting. If I will move to status view, then the status view will nicely categorize your accepted, not accepted, and flagged changes. So in our case, I haven't accepted anything and I haven't flagged anything. But if I do, it will appear in these two categories. The same for not accepted. So as you can see, all should be currently not accepted. And from status view, you can do also and accept the changes by clicking particular box for particular change. The other option what Change Summary offers is searching for your particular change. So you can type any keyword, and then you can filter by search change text only, search text near a change, or search just original document, or search modified document, and lastly, search all redline text. So that's how you can easy and quickly navigate through your changes. I would like to also mention that change summary panel, it's by default on the left side, but if you would like to have, for example, floating, as I have, then you can right click on the change summary area and just select floating or even docking. So if I will add to docking, then the change summary appears as default. So it's very easy, customizable, and sometimes it's good that you can basically make it like you can move it around, so then you have more space for viewing your red lines results. Now I would like to talk a bit interface. So as you can see above over here in the selection area, you can quickly again add new documents. You can swap the documents in your current instance. You can compare and open the new comparison with a new tab, or you can launch again the selection dialog if you need to. Then if I will move a little bit slightly right, here is the comparison document area. So you can save as comparison document, you can save as Word document with track changes. You can also email your comparison, and you can attach as a PDF. You can attach as PDF but with specified page, or you can attach as a Word document with track changes, or you have more email options. So you can over here or over there basically convert the documents to the particular format. For example, DOCX, PDF, or PDFA. And the other option, which is quite helpful, is you can zip all these into the zip file. Uh, you can also print your comparison. You can decide between 3 of these options. And if you have multiple comparisons, or if you have multiple tabs open, you can click on close all, and that will close all open comparisons. If I will move to convert area, you will be able to convert to PDF or Word with track changes. And within PDF, if I will click on PDF button, you should be able to see the dialog where you can select the options if you would like to convert to PDF or PDF-A. And you can also configure the PDF security. So if I will click on PDF security, you can select from the options such as prevent printing, prevent editing of text. You can also set the password protection. So if you would like to send it outside of the organization or to someone, but just to make sure that it's not easy to access it, then you can just make the passport protection and create your own passport. And once you're ready with that, you can click on apply. Also, you can select the pages to include. So in our instance, you can, for example, select page number 2 or 7, depends on which page you would like to convert to the PDF. Now, if I will move to change navigation, you can disable by clicking on change summary the panel. So that will gives you again more space for your comparison results. But if you would like to enable back, you will click on change summary. You can from change navigation area search for your changes, and you can go and view each of the changes by clicking on the next. So that will brings you to next change or previous. So you can review your previous changes, or then you can lastly select the first or last change, which will bring you to your last change or first change. Now, if you move to comparison themes, you can select from the rendering set, which is already pre-customized. So here are a few options. For example, standard no move, standard no colors. But that by default, we select just only standard. But the rendering set is something what you can customize. And to customize it, you have to click on edit button. And from that, you should see these rendering set options or comparison options. So you can see a few options. For example, I can ignore text boxes. I can ignore tables. So if my Word document includes any tables and I don't want them to compare, you can just ignore it. And if we click to redline options, you can, for example, as I mentioned, the change summary statistics. By default, it's at the end of the document, but you can include, for example, at start of the document. Or if you don't want to include it, you will just select the options non-included. The other options, what you can do within your rendering set is you can change the colors for how the changes appear. So in the text, it's appearing by blue, but you can change the color to which you prefer. And the same you can do for deleted text and move text as well. And if you would like to apply to your current instance or to your current comparison, what you have to do is click on apply. Or if you would like to create and save a new rendering set, then you can click on save as and just to type your new name for the rendering set. Once you will click on OK, and you will relaunch a new comparison, or you will select two documents and select the options compare with Workshare, you should be able to see uh, within rendering set options your newly created rendering set. And if you go to view area, you can select the layout, how you would like to appear. So for example, now we have source documents, we have original, modify, and results. If I will do just comparison only, that will show me just the comparison results without original and modified documents. If you would like to switch it back, you need to click on comparison plus original plus modified as it was before. And Workshare compare can basically compare as well comments. So if your documents containing any comments, you can either compare them, but if you don't want to see them, or if you don't want to have this option, only what you have to do is uncheck the option show comments. So then it will not appear. So that was Workshare compare. And as I mentioned, you can also compare Excel documents, and you can compare, for example, PowerPoint documents. So I can very quickly show you, for example, if we launch a comparison of PowerPoint documents. So again, you can highlight these two documents, select right click and compare with Workshare, or you can launch the desktop application. I will do it by right clicking. And it has quite similar feel, quite similar design. As you can see, you are able to access your original presentation, your modified presentation, and quite similar as the rendering said, you can detect the comparison theme. So if you would like to detect all changes, which can include, for example, images, or if you want to include just text changes. So in my case, I will select detect all changes, and I will click on the button of compare. Now the comparison is in the progress, and it should show me results within seconds. Here we go. So quite similar as we seen within Workshare Compare. Here is the original, here is the modified, and below is the change summary. So we have inline comparison. You can review what has been replaced, you can review what has been moved, or what has been deleted within change summary. And on the left side, you can go through each of the slides. So for example, if I go to slide number 2, that orange icon indicates that something has changed. If I move to slide 3, this green icon indicates that there wasn't any change and the slides are pretty much same. If you move for example below, and this is highlighted by green, then it says that that slide has been moved. So that's how you can quickly navigate as well through the changes once you compare your PowerPoint spreadsheets. You can also create a report. So if you would like to create a PDF report of that comparison, you can select between 4 or 3 options. You can select full comparison report, so it includes original and modified slides, as well as a list of changes per slide pair. You can also select change summary only, so that includes a list of changes in table format for each slide pair. Or you can choose slide view only, includes both original and modified slides. And the last option is include unchanged slides. So if you would like to include completely all slides which there hasn't been any movements, any change, you can do so by checking this option. Before you will decide to create the PDF report, you can always click on preview. So that will show you how this can looks like, and then based on it, you can basically create the PDF and convert to PDF. So that was very just briefly Workshare Compare for PowerPoint. And now I would like to show you a contract companion. So I will just move sample text or sample Word documents into the screen. And now you can see here is a document which has a few article, which has a few definitions. And if you would like to access Contract Companion, what you have to do is click on the Litera tab. And then over here, you will see the area check. In some cases, it can call like a Contract Companion. So it's depends on your customization settings, but in my case, it's called check, and you should most likely see 5 icons. So analyze, define time checker, cross-reference checker, final checks, and quite a new feature, show active drafting. So if you would like to launch a contract companion, click on analyze, and you can see the analyzing within your current documents. It's in the process. And now, as you can see from my screen, you can basically locate defined term issues, names, editing mistakes, common terms, definitions. So for example, if we move to under names and dates, and I will just check address, you can see the contract company can locate the address. So there might be something incorrect within the zip code or the city. So you might misspell something, or there has been some issue. So that's something what contract component can identify, and then you can correct it. The same within the companies or company names. So if you going, for example, over here, it says review this company name for accuracy. Uh, in some cases, you might call mother, but in the other way, you basically didn't add the E. So that's again something what you can fix within contract companion. Now, as you can see, my view of all these defined term issue names, dates, it's called tree view. You most likely, if you have contract component installed, you will see the view such as, I will just change it in the tiles. So if I would change it to the tiles, then that's quite more clearer how you can see what has been identified by contract companion, and you can see nicely dashboard, and it will show you the how many attention does your document has, what's the number of filtered risk, and what's the flags within basically the editing mistakes or names. So if I'm going to editing mistakes, for example, contract component can help you with number discrepancy. So the written number 1 million doesn't match to this number. Do you mean, so you can again it's something what you can change. The missing punctuation as well. If I will move to, for example, definitions, and we will go to, let me see, for example, collateral. So here, this is again reviewed this definition for accuracy. Over here, we're saying collateral, and then over there as well. So you can basically define and just to check and review again. You can also search for example, within the names and dates, you can search for particular dates or names if you have to instead to review and scrolling down through the documents by going to the search area, or you can filter it. So for example, if I will uncheck all and I will select the address and just the company names, then that will filter that what I want to see, and then you can review again your documents and just to proofread. If I will click on the all results, then this is the place where you can see all mixed categories. So it will show you uh, issues with companies, with inconsistent capitalization, sections, missing punctuation. So once you will click of to each of them, then that will refer you within the document, and you have the chance to basically review and just to base on it decide what would you like to fix, or if there is, for example, any cross references. So I will just go to references, and here is the section 2.2, and you feel that this is not correct or is not referencing to that particular area, you can quickly assign to, for example, section 2.1 if you have to, or you can assign to article 1 within one click and then select assign. So that's how you can fix also the cross references within contract companion. And as I mentioned, you can easily customize this view. So this is the dashboard view, and it's nicely categorized. But what you see from beginning, uh, I had the tree view by default, but again, this is something how you can change it. So you can either use tiles or tree view, and quite helpful view or quite helpful part is the display. So active drafting colors, it will show you how the colors or the changes are displayed if you are using active drafting. And active drafting, it's this feature, quite new one. So as you can see through our documents, some of the definitions, some of the names has been highlighted. So for example, collateral has been highlighted by blue, and the blue refers to inconsistent capitalizations. Now, if I'm going and click, for example, to agreement, then that's definition in the line. So each of the undercoloring refer to particular change or closing date. It's currently highlight in my case by green, and it's showing the used but not defined. So that was just very briefly how you can use Contract Companion. It's very good for time saver and proofread your documents very quickly, because sometimes, especially when we are reviewing the documents and when the documents has been shared with many people and it has been re-uploaded many times, it's always great to just to make sure that there are not any inconsistencies or not any mistakes. And within Contract Companion, you can quickly proofread and just to make sure that it will look perfect. So that's from me today, all. I hope that you enjoyed this session, and I will see you again next week. Have a nice day. Bye.